Hey, what's up, everybody? Just down the village, East Village, Alphabet City. I gotta head over to Brooklyn now. It's a little cold today. 30, I think it's 36. I left my gloves in my backpack. Oh, Daniel's gonna get mad at me. My friend Daniel from California, because I left my gloves in my backpack. And yeah, he's totally right though. You gotta wear gloves. I mean, because if you have a little spill, there's all kinds of nasty stuff on the road here that you might get an infection. Sort of like the roads in Manila too. When I ride a bike in Manila, and the roads are pretty much like New York. I'm gonna swing by the Williamsburg Bridge here, pass that up. I want to go over to Brooklyn Bridge because it's gonna be easier for me. That was a little argument between the Uber driver and the cyclist. I'm not sure who was in the right there, because there's a truck park. But I guess the cyclist kind of was, because the guy crossed into the lane to go around the truck, but he was blocking the whole road. Whereas if he let the cyclist go, it would just would have squeaked right through. I just came from delivering a box to Johnny Air Cargo that's going to Manila. And man, that was a big box. It was heavy. And I got my laptop in my backpack and all my tools. And I got my front pack here. But that was probably one of the heaviest loads I've done. The box was like 45 pounds, something like that. And all my tools and everything. I mean, the KLR didn't have a problem carrying it. This thing's like a horse. It's not the most sexy bike in the world, and it's old technology. But like I was saying before in my other videos, I like the KLR for New York. It's a really good bike for New York because it's like an old horse. It just does what it's supposed to do. It ain't sexy. And I mean, if I had the choice, I'd rather have a Husqvarna 701, but I'm not going to park that in the street in New York when I'm doing deliveries and stuff and having taxis whacking into it. It just wouldn't make sense. For the money and what you're using it for, what I use the bike for, the KLR is perfect. Because you can go on the highway too with the KLR. I mean, it'll take you 80 miles an hour, not a problem. Yeah, this is the entrance going to Williamsburg Bridge. I'm just going to pass by this. I could take that and then shoot down the BQE, but that doesn't make sense. I mean, KLRs are good bikes, they're good performers. They have carbureted though, and that technology is going away. What the hell? I think somebody went through the light. Yeah, he was going after him. I think fuel injected is definitely better if you could have it though. Because I've had fuel injected bikes. I had a Kawasaki Versys, nice bike, but Once again, New York killed it. I mean, I literally had it here. I drove it across country from Los Angeles and got to New York. I was down in the Village driving the cobblestone streets by Soho, crossing into the Village, and the bike just died. And I think I probably hit like a nasty pothole, and I messed up the forks too. I mean, with a Versys, it's a nice bike though. I mean, in California, that bike was perfect. And actually, the KLR would be a little bit of a problem in California because the freeways move really quick there. You'd be winding out the bike almost all the time on the freeway. You'd be up like 6,000 RPM all the time, which is not going to kill the bike, but you'd be winding it high. Might be burning some oil. Just not really what it's meant for. But I don't really go on the freeway here getting wound out because, first of all, it's not even freeways here. They don't move like California. The highways here move sometimes late at night pretty quick, but during the day, especially after this pandemic is over and things go back to normal, the roads will be back the way they normally are. And that's basically not moving. I have another carbureted bike, a Honda XR 650L. That's not a bad bike to drive in New York either. It's also carbureted though, which leaves you up for problems. Sometimes you have problems. You might have some bad fuel or maybe dirty fuel. I put a fuel filter on there. But if your carburetor gets a little gummed up, then you got to take it off the bike and service it. I've never had that happen with a fuel injected bike. One thing I don't like about the KLR, actually it's only one thing. I don't like the valves. Like I like the valves are easily adjustable on Honda XR. It's just a little bolt, you know, you undo the locking bolt and then screw it. You can adjust the clearance on the valve with the valve cover right off. You don't have to worry about anything. On the KLR, if your valves are out of spec, you got to take the whole head off. You got to bring it to top dead center. You got to take the timing chain off, and you have to take the whole head off. You got to get you know, you got to get the replacement spacers for your valves, those little discs, and you got to measure it out, figure out what size you're going to need. If you got to take out the one you have, you got to take the one out of there and then put in the right size that you need that brings you back up to spec. It's kind of a nightmare, actually. Definitely not something you're going to do on the fly. And if anything happens to your cam, or you know, on the cam on the KLR, if you toast the head, it's done. Like, you got to replace the whole head. I use this bike so much that I actually have an extra head. I have an extra cylinder, a head, a whole extra valves, gasket set, valve spacers, everything. I ended up going over the Manhattan Bridge because I was cutting through Chinatown, and it was just easier. This is fine where I gotta go. I gotta go by Prospect Park. It's kind of windy today. Nice view though. There's the Brooklyn Bridge. I was gonna go over that, but I changed my mind and went over to Manhattan. Oh, one thing I don't like about the XR650 is the gas tank. The stock one, it's too small. It's like 2.9 gallons. You'll find yourself filling up all the time. Oh, this is going to be a tight squeeze with the garbage truck here. Oh, this is a nice guy. Thank you. Very nice guy. He must be from California. That can't be a New Yorker. He wouldn't let you in. What the hell is this guy doing? Ah, texting. Okay, that makes sense. Just had to wake him up a little bit. He kept. I don't think he was intentionally going in my lane. He was just texting away and swinging into my lane. This is hard to lane split here because this bridge is really not wide enough for it. Whoa, what happened to your mirror? I didn't do that. That wasn't me. I think I can fit through here. Hopefully. Yeah. That's tight because if you fall over, you're gonna fall against it. It's gonna be embarrassing. Oh, that scared me. I thought the light was red. But it was, but the guy was saying to go ahead. I guess traffic is getting too heavy over here. I'm probably going to cut this video because I'm going to go. I decided I'm going to stop by somewhere here in downtown Brooklyn, right up ahead. We'll see if there's a place for me to stop.